Ali now?
That's the name given to me by my leading teacher, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. That's my original name. That's a black man named Cassius.
What if I told you that one of the most famous athletes in history, a man who stood at the pinnacle of global fame, wealth, and success, risked it all for his faith? Muhammad Ali, the heavyweight champion of the world, didn't just fight opponents in the ring. He fought against an entire system of oppression, racism, and injustice, and his weapon was Islam. But why did Ali, a man who had everything to lose, choose to convert to Islam at the height of his career? What was it about this faith that made him willing to sacrifice his titles, his reputation, and even his freedom? This isn't just a story about boxing or fame. It's a story about courage, conviction, and the transformative power of faith. By the end of this video, you'll understand why Ali's journey to Islam is one of the most inspiring stories of the 20th century, and how it can challenge and inspire us as Muslims living in America today. In the early 1960s, Cassius Clay, as he was known then, was already a rising star in the boxing world. But behind the flashy persona and the golden gloves, he was searching for something deeper. Growing up in the segregated South, Ali was no stranger to racism. He once said, "I was told to go to the back of the bus, to drink from colored water fountains, and to eat in colored restaurants." It was this systemic oppression that led him to the Nation of Islam, a movement that preached black empowerment, self-respect, and spiritual awakening. Malcolm X, one of the most influential figures in the nation, became Ali's mentor and introduced him to the teachings of Elijah Muhammad. But here's the twist. Ali's conversion wasn't just about religion, it was a political statement, a rejection of the very system that had dehumanized him and his people. In 1964, after defeating Sonny Liston to become the heavyweight champion of the world, Ali shocked the world by announcing, "I don't have to be what you want me to be. I'm free to be who I want." He declared his allegiance to Islam and changed his name to Muhammad Ali, shedding what he called his slave name. But this was just the beginning of his journey. Ali's faith was soon put to the ultimate test. In 1967, at the peak of his career, he was drafted to fight in the Vietnam War. But Ali refused, citing his religious beliefs and moral opposition to the war. "Why should they ask me to put on a uniform and go 10,000 miles from home to drop bombs and bullets on brown people in Vietnam, while so-called Negro people in Louisville are treated like dogs?" he famously said. His refusal cost him his boxing titles, his license to fight, and nearly his career. He was stripped of everything he had worked for, but he stood firm, declaring, "I ain't got no quarrel with them Viet Cong." This bold stance made him a hero to some and a traitor to others, but it also solidified his legacy as a man of principle. Ali's faith wasn't just about personal salvation, it was about standing up for justice, even when the whole world was against him. But here's a question. What would you have done in his shoes? Would you have the courage to stand up for your beliefs, even if it meant losing everything? Ali's journey didn't end with the Nation of Islam. After Elijah Muhammad's death in 1975, Ali transitioned to mainstream Sunni Islam, a move that shocked many, but reflected his unwavering commitment to seeking truth. He once said, "I have nothing to lose by standing up for my beliefs. So I'll go to jail, so what? We've been in jail for 400 years. His pilgrimage to Mecca in 1972 was a turning point, where he experienced the universality of Islam, describing it as a feeling of humility and unity. He saw Muslims of all races and backgrounds praying together, and it deepened his understanding of the faith. Ali's life after boxing was dedicated to spreading the message of Islam and promoting peace. He became a global ambassador, using his fame to bridge cultural and religious divides. But here's the most important lesson. Ali's story isn't just about him, it's about us. As Muslims living in America today, we face our own challenges, our own battles against prejudice and misunderstanding. Ali's life reminds us that Islam isn't just a religion, it's a way of life that demands courage, conviction, and compassion. His story challenges us to ask ourselves, are we living our faith with the same boldness and determination? Are we standing up for justice, even when it's hard? So, what's stopping you from embracing your faith with the same fearlessness as Muhammad Ali? If his story has inspired you, Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications because this is just the beginning.